back to Sunday at New York Comic Con. How's everyone doing this afternoon?
Your toes are so good.
Guys, come on. How's everyone doing? There we go. All right. I am joined by the cast of the Charmed reboot. Anyone here a Charmed fan? Yeah. I'm happy to introduce all of you to Melanie Diaz, Sarah Jeffrey, and Valerie Cruz. Ladies, thank you for being here today.
I'm actually Madeline Mantock. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, I have all of the wrong information here. That's great.
We love Valerie, but she's not here right now.
No.
Madeline Mantock then, everyone. Thank you.
How bizarre.
So, what is the biggest challenge of coming into this world, to this that has already been so established? What's been the biggest challenge of a reboot thus far?
I think it's a combination of things, and like with any show, you want to make sure that you've got a good mix of, for our show anyway, the genre, you know, like the horror and the humor and this sense of family and sisterhood. So, you know, that's definitely something that's specific to Charmed, but I think for any show, you know, you want to get the right balance so that people can be intrigued with the story and also hopefully fall in love with the characters too.
Yeah, I think we've just been really mindful of keeping the original intact and not messing with their mythology too much, but also there are a lot of nods to the original, and of course we couldn't have done this show without them. So that, but it's also 2018 and things are different now, so that's that.
Yeah, I think that, like, you know, we're so aware that the fandom is so big for the original, and the three of us, along with our creators, are really conscious of, you know, making sure that we're changing it, but we're also being very thoughtful to the original.
Yeah.
And Witchcraft is kind of having a big cultural moment right now between Charmed and then also the new Sabrina show that's coming out. People are just really loving witches and witchcraft. What do you think it is that people love so much about these stories?
I think it's just the idea that, like, for me personally, like, this, like, fantastical idea, this, like, wish fulfillment, that, like, anything can happen, that you can change things, that you can change the scope or perspective of people and events. And I just feel like it's just right for this moment right now. Like, I sometimes I'm like, I don't want to be here. Like, how do I change that? So.
Yeah, I think I've always been drawn to magical things. I'm like a massive Harry Potter fan, and there's just something fantastical, like you said, about magic, and very alluring. It's a very attractive quality. Yeah. And I've always been drawn to it, and I understand why other people are as well.
Yeah, witches are cool.
Yeah.
They are.
And also, I don't know, if you look at witches historically, they're typically strong men or women who aren't sort of like just following along with the status quo, and that's why they kind of get shunned and literally burned. So, yeah, I think it's nice that we get to play this. Yeah, it is. It's the wish fulfillment, and who doesn't want to have powers?
And I know that there's a hint of activism that's going on within the show itself, too. You kind of mentioned that, you know, power play and all of that. How does activism play directly into the show, especially, you know, in our contentious times now? How is that relevant?
Well, you know, we talk about the Me Too movement. In the first episode, my character is involved with figuring out, like, there's a sexual predator, and we're kind of trying to bring him down. So that's a big part of it. Yeah. What else?
I think we're just like, as you would say, woke. Our show is current and of the times, and we speak to things that should be spoken about, and I'm very grateful that we can use our platform in that way.
And we also reference, like, you know, 45 as being the beginning of the apocalypse, which I definitely feel like I will not reference him by his name, but we all know who we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like hopefully most people are conscious of the fact that they'll be living a political existence, and so I think it's smart to kind of embrace that and to try and explore it in a way that can be, you know, something that people recognize, and hopefully it's not too preachy, but we can still kind of talk about things that are important and that affect people day to day.
And the show is very much dealing with real things, and it opens by your mother tragically dying.
Yes.
And grief is not something that we often get to see the process of it on television. How does your show deal with that process of grief?
I mean, I feel like Mel feels the death very, very deeply out of the two.
Yeah.
I feel like she's really embraced her anger, and which was something that, like, I was really attracted to. I was like, yes, like, I want to see women who are angry and, like, not apologetic about it.
Definitely.
And I think that she uses the grief and her anger to kind of, you know, navigate her her not feeling this way anymore. So that was really cool to me.
I think we all handle it different ways because we had such different relationships with the mother. I mean, I was close with the mom, but not as close as Mel was, and close in different ways. And
I didn't know the mom.
Yeah.
So I'm just sad that I now know that I don't have this opportunity to know her or to kind of connect with her in a way that I would have liked, Macy would have liked.
And the oldest sister just didn't have that connection with her, obviously. And how does your character fit into coming in and having these two sisters who are so close, and you have to work your way into that relationship?
It's a dynamic that I really enjoy playing because I get on with these two so well that it's especially with Mel and Macy, they kind of butt heads a little because they're quite similar, and they're, you know, it's kind of this battle for who is going to be the big sister. And it's fun to play that dynamic of having to step into an already established relationship and, you know, having to kind of figure out how to navigate other people's thoughts and feelings when she maybe never had to do that before. So it's, yeah, I really like doing those scenes.
How is it playing into having an outsider come into your relationship?
I think Maggie, my character, is a very welcoming, empathetic, bubbly person, and so she's very accepting of Macy pretty much right from the get-go. And I know that we have different levels of acceptance with a new sister, especially at such a strange time in their life. Their mother has just passed.
Yeah, I feel like you're the nice one. You're the nice She's like the nice one, and I'm like, oh. Pretty much.
And in the original series, you know, each of the sisters has a very specific power, but one of the powers is actually changing from premonitions to mind reading. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that? How does that change? Why the change, and how does that play into the series?
Well, I know, to be honest with you, I'm not sure what made them choose mind reading, but I know with my character, she's an empath, and I think that speaks directly to mind reading. Like, it's the closest thing to being an empath. I think it makes sense that she can read minds, she can tap into people's feelings, and it's been really fun to play.
And would you guys take your powers from the series into your own lives? What would you do with them?
I always say that I would nudge inconsiderately parked cars so that you can get in, because it's really annoying when you see there would have been enough space if they parked more considerately. So that's how I would use my telekinesis.
So practical.
Yes.
I'm not sure that I would want to be able to read minds. I read into things too much already, so I just don't want to know. I would love to be able to teleport. I think that'd be great. Vacation.
Yeah. If I could stop time in real life, I would take extra naps, long naps, snack a lot. That's pretty much it.
I love it. And I know that the original series was, I think as one of my coworkers said earlier, very white and very straight. And I know that this series is, as you said, a little bit more relevant to our time. How does your characters' cultures play into the series itself? Because I know that you had an actual Bruja on the writing staff, and I know that there's a lot of integration. How have you found working with that?
It's really fun. It's a challenge, and you know, I really want us to do a good job of it, and for whichever culture it is that we're exploring, I want us to do it justice, and for it to be something that the people we're representing can really enjoy and not feel ashamed of. But yeah, it's another thing about this show where I feel like we have this unique opportunity to explore so many different things, whether that's different types of women that we can represent, or whether it's different cultures and what magic means to those cultures. I think is a really kind of, a special, unique opportunity for this show.
Yeah.
Mel is a lesbian, but I love that on our show we're not like talking about it. She's a woman who's in love with another woman, and she's a human being, and she's, you know, an intellectual, a teacher. And I think it's time that we start embracing that as like the norm, you know, and not kind of like highlighting it as this like, you know, headline of the week. Like, no, she likes girls, who cares? Do you know what I mean? So I'm proud of that.
Yeah, I think we have so many opportunities to be so inclusive. Like, I'm excited to just see where we can go and how far we can take it.
Yes, I want more, because I feel like we've started on a strong foot, but there's so many other types of people, and you know, I want us to represent, I want us to be brave with that and really kind of embrace showing different types of women being the love interest, or, you know, I think we've got yeah, like I say, we've got a unique opportunity, and I hope we really take advantage of it.
And what can, I guess, a quick teaser, what can fans look forward to with this series? What do you think fans of the original Charm are going to be looking forward to in this series?
Well,
lots of cool Power of Three.
Yeah.
Like when I think back to these moments that we've shot, I think those are the most kind of epic.
Definitely.
Plus Harry, Power of Three plus Harry.
Yes.
Rupert Evans is amazing.
He's so good.
He's so good, and he's
so
such a
funny.
joy in real life.
Yeah, I think we definitely, like I said, have little like Easter eggs and treasures from the original. We of course have some of the main elements: the Book of Shadows, the Power of Three, Source of All Evil.
I mean, we also have a lot of action. Like, even like when I read the scripts, I'm like, I'm doing that?
I know. It's
Like, this is
oh
crazy.
my gosh.
Like, I need to go work out. So that's been really fun.
Yeah.
That part of it.
There's romance, there's humor, there's horror, there's everything, action.
It's a good mix.
I love it. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us here today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank
you for having us.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
And everyone
Thank
can
you,
follow
everyone.
them on Twitter using hashtag NYCC and hashtag It's a Fan Thing. We will be right back. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Doctor Who.
Hi, I'm Jackie Jennings with Sci-Fi Wire. If you can't get enough of New York Comic Con, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel for news, interviews, cosplay, and so much more. What are you waiting for?